up, guys? Welcome to the kitchen. In today's video, we're going to be doing a lot of food. So basically kind of preparing food for the whole week. So we'll be doing a lot of recipes, kitchen prep, talking about nutrients, things like that. So yeah, during the week, you want to make sure you're getting a variety of different protein, fruit, vegetable, dairy, grain, and fat source options. This first one we'll work on incorporates fish. So the fish for this meal is going to be tilapia. We may also make some that incorporate tuna and or salmon, other fish like that. But this one will be tilapia, and it will have roasted butternut squash along with it, which I have not had in so long and have been craving because it tastes so good. And then maybe some quinoa, and we'll pick a different vegetable to go with that as well. But we're going to start with the butternut squash and quinoa right now. We've got our butternut squash right here. I'm going to take the skin off of all of this, slice it up into fries, basically, and then stick it in a 375-degree oven for a few minutes with some seasonings to roast it. So yeah, like I said, we're going to take the skin off of this butternut squash. I just use like a simple vegetable peeler for that. Really easy. And you just kind of do this. But butternut squash is great because it is full of vitamins and minerals, vitamin A, C, K, and then it has potassium and magnesium, and then fiber, of course. So it is a nutrient powerhouse. And what I like to do, like I said earlier, is cut it into fry shapes and roast it until it gets a little crispy. And you can dip it in a sauce or just have it with seasonings. And then to kind of help cut it, since it's kind of awkward, I usually cut it in half, like this. And then cut these in half again. And then, yeah, just cutting this way. This side is actually, again, still kind of awkward since it's more of a crescent shape. So they will be curvy fries. But then these you'll be able to cut more, well, slightly more into fry shapes, like that. With this side right here though, we're going to have to scoop out the seeds. And to do that, you can just use an ice cream scooper. Look how easy that was. And then we're going to roast them until slightly crispy. So we'll see these guys in a bit. All right, and now for our fish. Got a tilapia fillet right there ready to go. We're going to season it with some spices. And then we're gonna bake it on 400 for about, probably like between 12 and 15 minutes. Just about, because you don't want it to be undercooked, obviously, but you don't want it to be overcooked either. So that's some spices, paprika, and we will pop this in the oven. All right, next we're going to do some quinoa. And then I think I have decided we're going to mix this with the other vegetable options. So we're going to do quinoa, bell pepper, spinach type mixture, but you'll see it'll be like a saute type thing. Add some feta on top too, that'd be really good actually. So for the quinoa, we're going to want to do 1 part quinoa to 2 parts water. Going to bring this to a boil / simmer and let it cook for 15 minutes, and then we're going to let it sit for 15 minutes covered. I see now where I might have got my inspiration from, because on the back there's quinoa, corn, and some spinach, but we'll do bell pepper instead of corn. Steam got me in the face when I got these out. I think these are about done, so we'll let them cool. The quinoa is also done. So we're going to now chop up the vegetables, or at least the garlic and bell pepper, and start on sauteing that together. Probably only need about that much, honestly, maybe a little bit more, since we're not making a huge batch. That'll probably be good. We're just going to cut this up a little bit. And then we'll also add some garlic. This is garlic and olive oil. And then some spinach. See, there we go. That smells so good. So we're going to cook these a little bit until they get softer. Add all of that. Now we're going to add in some spinach to that. And it will be done cooking as soon as the spinach is wilted. And then add feta when you are serving it with the fish and butternut squash. And although I didn't have any today, it would also be really good with sun-dried / sun-roasted tomatoes or just regular tomatoes as well. And it'll also add some color to that. But yeah, so this is about done. So like I said, we'll serve it up with feta when we put it with the rest of the butternut squash and the fish. And there we have it, the first meal. Super colorful and so delicious, serious. So we've got the quinoa, spinach, and bell pepper with feta cheese on top on this side. We've got our roasted butternut squash with seasonings, and then we have the fish over there. So good. All right, for this pasta dish, we're going to be using a chickpea pasta because it is higher in protein than normal. So we'll boil these, mix it up with some sauce. All right, for this pasta dish, we've got some good protein from the chickpea pasta, so we're going to use pesto for the sauce. We're gonna add pasta to the bowl, like so. Then we're gonna take a bit of that pesto, mix it in as well. It's almost more like a pasta salad, but it tastes amazing. All right, then added some ricotta cheese to that as well. And it smells so good. This would also pair really well with either a salad or some zucchini, chicken even, if you want to up the protein content even more. But it's also good just as it is. For this chicken fajita bowl, we're going to start with a bed of shredded lettuce, of course, which I forget how delicious shredded lettuce is. Maybe a little more. Perfect, and then we're going to also have some chips in there. They're kind of all crumbs right now, but that works. Then we've got our fajita peppers and onions that we did. We'll add some of those. And then some of the chicken that we made earlier, just shredded that up, and we'll put that on top as well. And we'll add some salsa. Now it would be at this point that I would want to add some pico or tomatoes or something like that, but I don't have any at the moment, so I'm just going to top it with a little bit of crumbly cheese. All right, another meal down, which is super easy to make, only requires a few ingredients. It's a perfect dish for lunch or dinner. For the pancake bowl, it's going to be super easy as well. All we need is some pancake mix, and then some milk or water. You can do either one. You can add whatever toppings you want here, like blueberries, chocolate chips, whatever. I'll probably do chocolate chips in this one. And then when you get it to the right consistency, we're going to microwave it. Probably needs more water. But we're going to microwave it for about close to a minute, give or take a few seconds. All right, so this looks better. You want it to be more runny. We're gonna add a few of these and microwave it until it's done. So that was just about at a minute. So now you can do toppings. We're going to do some more chocolate chips because you can't have too many of those. And then some syrup. And you've got a super easy, little to no mess pancake bowl. So fluffy.
For this next recipe, we'll be making a spicy tofu bowl. The first step when preparing tofu is to try and get as much water out as possible. Next, cut the tofu into smaller pieces so it can evenly marinate. Then find a nice sized bowl and place the tofu cubes inside. The marinade we're using for this recipe consists of lime juice, sriracha, soy sauce, and your choice of either ketchup or barbecue to make it have a sweet and spicy flavor.
Sorry, that was really fun. I did not know that was a feature until today. Kind of weird, but it works, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, tofu is really high in calcium and protein, so it makes it a great option to incorporate into meals. So for ours, we're just going to cook it by putting it in a saucepan after it has marinated for a while in the sauce that we made. And then we're just going to pan fry it a little bit. And I also put the lid on just for a few minutes to kind of continue cooking it. And then we're going to prepare our bowl. So we're going to add a bed of leafy greens. We're going to also add some rice in there and then put the tofu on top. And you've got a super quick and easy, high protein tofu bowl. Today I'm going to try to use this air fryer. Never used one before, so I'm going to figure it out and test it using the rest of the tofu that we had earlier, and then hopefully learn how to do chicken in it as well. So I think we put one of these air fryer liners in there. Just like that. And I got the tofu in there, tried to evenly space it out. This comes on. Set the temperature and then the time, and I guess we just wait. All right, let's see. Okay, nice and crispy. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So did this on the 375 for about 16 minutes. And these would be great mixed in like a sauce or put on salad or put in a bowl. Okay, yeah, after using that air fryer and figuring it out, finally, I think I'm going to be using it a lot more because that was like the easiest thing ever. And then the cleanup was amazing too, because all you gotta do is throw away that sheet that you put in there. More air fryer recipes coming up. All right, well, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you wish, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.